So we all know Kachina, pretty bad character, or is she? In this video, we're gonna take a look at Kachina, see if she's like completely useless or if she's just niche or maybe low-key a sleeper character. So it's a bit of a new series I'm gonna try out. I'm basically just gonna, go over like old, forgotten or not popular characters, see if there's like any niche that they can fill, any teams that they can actually be useful in. We're gonna start off with Kachina here. So basically, Kachina, she's basically an off-field Geo sub DPS character. And of course, being from Natlan, it's the whole Night Soul mechanic that they all have. But other than that, she doesn't really have too much going on for her kit. Like, she's got some decent constellations, especially C4 being able to increase everyone's defense, but that requires enemies to be within her burst's radius, so it's like kind of not that good. Though what's useful about her is the fact that she is a Natlan character, so she can make use of Scroll of Cinder City, which can actually be pretty decent in Geo teams, especially Navia ones, which Navia, I mean, we already know you want to trigger Crystallize. And could also work in an Ito team as well. You just have to run like one non-Geo character, but that's fine. You only need 3 in that team to begin with, so you could just easily run Bennett as like your non-Geo and you're good to go. And as for talents, I mean, they're very straightforward. You just focus on her skill and her burst, just completely ignore her normal attack, as you just basically do not need it. And as for weapons, really anything works. Like, you could throw like Favonius Lance. In my opinion, Favonius Lance is like one of the better options for her. There are some other ones like this one. Yeah, I mean, this one isn't terrible on her either. It just gives her a little bit of damage, but you definitely do just want to get energy. And then this one does just increase your defense by a lot, so. But I would highly recommend Favonius Lance. And now stats that you want to, watch out for Kachina. Now, if you didn't really care too much about damage and you wanted to make use of the fact that she's a Natlan Geo character, just throw a 4-piece set on her and you're good to go. But if you did want her to do some damage, you're obviously gonna want to watch her for defense percent, crit damage, crit rate, a little bit of energy recharge. Yeah, Geo damage, goblet, crit rate, circlet, the basic sub DPS stats that you're looking for. Now, I do have 2 teams put together where Kachina can work really well at, especially if you don't have other options. So like I mentioned earlier, we got a Navia team. So if you don't have any other 5-star or Geo characters besides Goru, but you're not playing Goru on this team, Kachina is definitely a good option here. Again, being able to use Cinder City, this team already wanting to trigger Crystallize, so you just get that extra Geo damage bonus just naturally. And a team where it may be a little awkward to use it, but if you just get the rotation right, it should be fine, is, Mono Geo. Again, you only need 3 Geos for Goru to get his full buff. Let's just go ahead and show off her support capabilities in this team. Alright, so the Jade Plume Terror Shroom, my beloved. So I have like no energy on any of my characters. Alright, so we got our bursts ready. So we're gonna go ahead and go through this rotation without Kachina just to see the damage difference. So seeing 47,000, 38,000, 34,000. So I think like our highest damage output was like 47,000. Alright, so now with Kachina, so you just go ahead and throw down her skill. I believe this does trigger while she's off field as well. Do that, use her burst to get a little bit more Night Soul, and then now we're seeing about 54,000, so slight damage increase just for having Kachina there. And she doesn't do half bad damage herself either. So, on top of just supporting your characters, she does also do a little bit of damage. Now let's go ahead and see what the Navia version of this team looks like. So here we are with the Navia version of this team. Also, another little added bonus, you do get some nice transportation with Kachina. And, she's also just completely free too. So, forgot to mention, with Kachina's skill, it does give a geoparticle like every 2 ticks, which isn't very good, but I mean, it's something. Anyways, need to get those crystallized particles, wait for a skill to come back online, go ahead and throw down her skill, go ahead and get everybody else's skills going, then use her burst, get a little bit more Night Soul on her, and then let's see here. Got 136,000. Definitely not the greatest, but it's not terrible. Unfortunately, her Night Soul thing does run out rather quick. But I mean, we got everybody's energy back online again, so we just go ahead and do the soul rotation again. So that's the 2 teams that Kachina best used in. Now, is she better than like any current characters or picks that we have currently? No, not really. Some of the better options for like an Ito team is like having Zhongli, obviously. There's also Albedo, which isn't terrible, Chiori, which isn't terrible. If you got C3 Zalonin, I mean, just basically like, or C2 Zalonin, sorry, she just basically like replaces every like good Geo support in a team. But if you don't have any of those characters and maybe you're just starting the game, game and you got a Navia or an Ito, Kachina definitely is a solid option for those two teams. She could also be pretty good for other crystallized related Geo characters in the future, so it's also that to consider. But overall, I would say she's niche in what she does, but she's the only character that can really do what she does. Now you might be thinking, oh well, Zelonin can use Cinder City and goes into Night Soul, which is not true. Basically, when you use Zelonin properly, she does not stay in Night Soul while she's off the field, so any benefits you get from Cinder City with her just completely go out the window, unless you're any of the Petch elements, which last time I checked, Geo is not any of those. But if you guys want to see me cover more older, non-popular characters in this game, make sure you leave that down in the comments below. Send this video to your friends if any of them are Kachina enthusiasts like I am. Be sure you join my Discord server and follow my Twitch. I will soon start going live on there. And until next time, I will catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.